This is Phil Woolery with Purdue Extension, and today we're going to talk about strawberries. We're going to talk about planting and that first year care with them. So strawberries are a very popular crop in the home garden. They've got several advantages. They're fairly easy to grow. It doesn't take much time to produce a crop, and they don't require a lot of space. With strawberries, there are several different varieties that you can choose from. The more traditional June-bearing varieties, they'll have all their flowers at once in the spring, and then typically, as in their name, June, they'll have their berries will be ripe in a short period of time. And these are very popular if you're going to do, bake some jams or other food preservation, and you want all your berries at once. There's also what's known as day neutral or ever-bearing, and with these, they will slowly produce flowers and berries throughout the season. Typically, you're going to have a drop-off in that production when you get into the hot summer months, and then it'll pick up again in the fall. I'm planting some June-bearing varieties because we want to make some jam and have them all at once. So with planting strawberries, it's important to have a weed-free area so you won't have issues with weeds coming up in the strawberries, and that can have problems there. So spacing-wise, we want to do, if we're having multiple rows, have 36 to 48 inches between your rows, and spacing in between the plants in the rows anywhere from 15 to 24 inches apart. So typically when you buy strawberries, you're going to oftentimes get them as bare root seedlings. So they'll come out here. This is a plant. And a couple things to note when planting. When we dig the hole, we want to have the roots spread out. We don't want to have them J-root, so bending up again. And then we don't want to plant them too high where this is the crown. So this is where the leaves and everything will come out here. If we have it too high, planted too deep, the plant will die. And also if we have it up with the roots sticking out, we can also have problems. So we want it just right with those roots nice and spread out. One thing you want to watch out for when planting these bare root plants is that have some water on hand. You don't want the roots to dry out. Start filling in. So now we have our strawberry plants all in the ground. It's a good idea to give them a nice watering to help those roots stay moist so they can establish in the soil. For other things for first year care in this, these plants are going to want to probably put out some flowers. And I know we plant strawberries to get strawberries out of them, but this first year it's best to cut those flowers off. That way they'll put in more energy into putting out runners, which will make new plants, and that will equal more strawberries for next year. So cut off those buds, those flowers, and when they send out those runners, they can go pretty wide. So we want to maintain a nice row about 12 to 18 inches wide around here. So keep the runners within that. And we want to aim for about 5 plants per square foot if we can maintain that. Other things we can do besides watering throughout the summer, applying some fertilizer throughout the summer is also helpful for robust plants, which will equal more strawberries next year. Along with that, maintaining a good weed-free area in here is also very important for our strawberry yields for next year. So in the late fall, early winter, you know, November, December timeframe, after we've had a nice killing freeze in through here, we're going to want to do a mulch to protect them over the winter. So what people typically use is straw, hence the name strawberries. So we want to get a good layer over top of our rows and through the winter. And then in the early spring, you know, when things start to warm up and you can peek in there, and when they start putting out new leaves in there, we want to take back most of that straw, pull it aside to let the plants have sunlight and grow. You can leave some on there, it helps for as a mulch to prevent weeds. If you want some more details and information about strawberry care, I've put a link to a publication below, so you can check that out for some specifics on different things and more information. If you have any questions about strawberries or any other topics, you can leave them in the comments below or reach out to me.